Hello, my name is Ira Thor, Senior Director of University Communications at New Jersey City University. And on behalf of the CoSIDA Academic All-America New Media Committee, I'm pleased to welcome Gabriel Leifer of Yeshiva University, the 2021 NCAA Division III CoSIDA Academic All-America of the Year. Gabe is a 6'6" senior forward out of Lawrence, New York. He owns a 3.73 GPA. He's double majoring in accounting and management. So you are now a two-time Academic All-America selection. You're the first Yeshiva athlete to be the overall Academic All-America of the Year. Gabe, congratulations to you and your Yeshiva teammates on this prestigious honor. Knowing all the great basketball players across Division III, what was your reaction when you learned that you were the winner of this prestigious honor?
Yeah, so it's a huge honor, and this is probably one of the awards that I was always not looking to get, but something that I always knew about and something that was always on top of my mind because it really highlights that someone who excels on the court and off the court in school. And it's definitely a difficult challenge to balance both. And I know that there's many other players in Division III. And just to know the talent that there is, and from all these top schools and all the schools that just compete, there's so many good athletes, and I'm sure a lot of them do well in school. Also, just to be recognized for someone who excels in both in school and on the court is a huge honor.
Now, during your time at Yeshiva, the Maccabees have gone to heights that they've never seen before. Yeshiva has long been an institution known more for its academics than its athletics, but the men's basketball team has changed that. When you played your first game with the Maccabees, Yeshiva was a game out of the playoff spot in the Skyline standings. That was in the 2017-18 season. But you helped change that. Yeshiva got into the playoffs. They won the Skyline Championship. And then they qualified to the NCAA tournament for the first time. And years later, the team is in the Sweet 16 and a direct national title before the coaching ended. What has this experience been like for you as a student athlete, especially knowing that you've left a true legacy at Yeshiva and you've helped change the perception of Yeshiva athletics?
Yeah, so that's a great question because in the beginning, when I first joined and the few years before that, Yeshiva wasn't really on the map. And throughout the past few years, we placed ourselves on the map. We were nationally recognized, and to just change the whole program from what it was to where it is now. And originally, when I first started, we would get to games and there would be half the gym was full, and everyone was like, "Let's just try to make the playoffs." Now the expectation is let's win national championship. Anything less than that is not as successful as what it should be. And if 4 years ago when I first started, winning the Skyline playoff game was like the biggest deal. And now it's just like it's a reaction to just the success that the program's had and the fact that it's not just the players who are playing now, it's also the players who were there before who built the culture, because it doesn't just change overnight. And each year you see when Elliot, Coach Steinmetz, he started off, the records just progressed and the team got constantly better and people started buying into the system and everything. But I think also a huge part of our success is the fans, and also additionally this year where you really see it, it's the school's effort to make us successful, because a lot of schools did not participate this year due to COVID. And we're all grateful to Yeshiva University for giving us the opportunity to even go out on the court and play this year, because a lot of people didn't have that opportunity. And in the midst of such a dark period of time, we were able to find that outlet on the court and like live a somewhat normal life.
What's been the secret athletically to making Yeshiva have this sudden jump to become one of the best teams in the country in Division III?
So something that makes Yeshiva, I think, different than most schools is that at Yeshiva you have a limited recruiting class, and you're recruiting basically from all these religious high schools around the world, where most people when they're there, they're usually the best player on their team. And I think this is something that Coach Steinmetz really implemented into YU's culture, is that if you can't give up your ego, where you have to be the guy who's scoring, or you have to find a new role, then this isn't the team for you. And I think that really the success of Yeshiva is that everyone on the team was basically the best player on their high school team by far. And I think that everyone was really able to give up their ego in order to contribute to this team's success in certain ways. And I could say, for example, like certain nights Ryan Trell and Eitan Halper will be scoring 20, 30 points, and I'll know that that's not a night where I'm supposed to score. My role that night is to try to get them the ball and just try to rebound and defend. And I think everyone on the team really knows that, and that's why the team was ultimately as successful as it has been.
Who's the person you had on a lot of consequences on the court, including being a two-time All-American? What are you personally most proud of that you've accomplished on the court at Yeshiva?
So, as an individual thing, not an award, but I'll say an award also. An individual thing is just getting Yeshiva to the point where they are now, and everyone just buying in and building that culture. And I think that as the captain of the team, that was a lot of weight to carry on the shoulders over the past 2 seasons. I mean, there are other captains also, but just to get everyone to buy into that culture and really feed into what we're trying to build. But as an actual recognition for what I've accomplished, I would say that All-American is really nice because that's actual how you play, how you perform. It goes with ranking, how your team does. But I think that this award is actually the one that I was most excited about, because this isn't just about what you did on the court. It's about what you did on the court while still being able to be successful in your studies in school, which to me is as important as playing basketball, excelling in school.
Well, this certainly is an accomplishment that will be right at the top of your resume for the rest of your life. For those who don't know Yeshiva and may have only heard that you can't play on Friday nights and Saturdays, can you tell us more about the school and really what makes Yeshiva University special, why you chose to attend Yeshiva?
Yeah, so as a religious Jew, I think knowing that for other schools that play on Friday night or Saturday day, it would be very difficult to figure out how to work around that. So if they travel, I'll speak for Yeshiva on most part, and then I'll tie into myself. But for most people, there's different levels of obviously religion, and people they play on the Shabbos, but they won't travel, and a lot of teams travel on the Shabbos, so that makes it very difficult. And I think Yeshiva really caters to everyone's needs, and it's a culture around the school that you just don't get anywhere else, and it's extremely special because you feel like a community, and there's not too many people in the school, and you know everyone who's coming to the games, and you know them from high school, you know them from just summer camp, and I think that's what made Yeshiva the place it is and why so many people want to go there, just because it's not just the culture on the team, it's also the culture on the campus. But I also think that something that highlights my time being on Yeshiva and what makes it special to play there, I'll just give 2 stories. One was actually after when we played NJCU last year, there was a shooting in a supermarket, and the team just got together on the court. And I know that especially nowadays, there's all these things going on in the world that we just can't control, whether it's with Jews or just all these movements going around. And I know that's what really makes Yeshiva special, is that you're able to play and you're able to have that experience, and just to see the unity between 2 teams with so many people from such different backgrounds, just to stand on the court together. I think that's what the sport really brings, is a unity also. And also when we played at Stevens, that was the first time we played on a road game where the Israeli national anthem was played before the game. And it's just cool to be a part of that, because if I was in a different school, I could get lost in the school. But to actually be a part of Yeshiva University and have that Jewish experience and really be able to play in that culture, I think that's what makes Yeshiva so special, and one of the reasons why I went there.
Well, that moment between your team, Yeshiva, and my team, NJCU, in December 2019 was an absolutely beautiful sportsmanship moment, something I'll remember personally the rest of my life. And I'm certainly glad that it made a difference in your life. You have another year of eligibility left. After last season, this season were largely wiped out due to the pandemic. I know you graduate this upcoming Wednesday, the same day that we're going to be announcing this award, and congratulate you on now finishing your undergraduate degrees. But I hear you're also considering continuing your studies. What's next for Gabe Leifer? And if playing basketball in college is not part of it, what are your career goals?
So what's next is kind of clear, but it's also up in the air. So I'm starting actually June 17th a full-time job at PwC for real estate tax. So I definitely will be excited. I accepted that offer. I'll be starting. I'm excited. It should be a great experience, and it's a great corporation. Also, I think I'm going to advance my studies by either getting a master's in accounting, or a master's in real estate through YU, which kind of leaves open that option about whether or not next year would be possible. I'm also going to be studying for my CPA, so there's a lot going on. So it's just really about the time balance, how it would work with work. So I don't really know exactly what the answer is regarding next year. I kind of have to feel it out, see if it's possible. But I also know that it would be a huge privilege. And at the same time, I was speaking to just like some people, but at the same time, like, this is an amazing part of my life and a huge part of my life. But at a certain point, also, you have to move on towards the next step. And it's like bittersweet. But so I don't know yet. Hopefully we can make it work. But I guess that will remain to be seen in the next month or two. Can't give an official word on what that will be, but also just possibly about like aspirations about going to Israel overseas in a year or two, maybe play there, transfer my job, who knows. But they definitely, I know that Simcha Halpert's playing there. I know that it's a goal of other people on the team. So maybe just to go to Israel for a year or two, team up and play overseas there.
Well, if there's anybody who could pull off that schedule next year, it would be you, with what you've accomplished to earn this award. You've proven that. And before we conclude the interview, I do want to give you an opportunity to thank anybody in your life that has really made a difference and allowed this award and this moment in your career become possible.
Yeah, so I guess all my coaches and my family, of course, and just all my friends, and I guess also this award recognizes your teachers in the schooling you've been through. So just to recognize the great teachers that I've had in the academic level that Yeshiva gives students opportunity to have, but also most importantly, because it's also a basketball award, is my teammates. Because I know before you asked about an individual award, but I definitely, and I know that no doubt that I would not have gotten this award if it wasn't for all the teammates that I did play with and all the people that put me in the position to be successful. Because something that we talk about as a team before every game is we chase letters, not numbers. And that's we chase for a W for the win instead of an L for the loss. And I think that everyone bought into that. And without each one of my teammates, I wouldn't have gotten here, because people sometimes they'll sacrifice to make a play for me, and I'll sacrifice the same to do for them. So I'd just like to acknowledge that this is definitely a large part due to my teammates, the reason why I'm receiving this award. But just thanks for everyone who was there along this whole path for me.
Well, Gabe, thank you for joining us today, and congratulations on being voted the 2021 NCAA Division III CoSIDA Academic All-America of the Year. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.